Oh my gosh, there's not one thing that I would say that I just enjoy Michigan radio. It is everything. The fact that every day I get to come into work and better understand what it means to live in Michigan. Work with amazing people who all they want to do is get the truth and be able to show what it means to live in Michigan in 2016 and make sure that other Michiganders, other folks who listen, other folks in our community better understand our state as well, particularly right now with so much going on in the world. The ability to better understand stories instead of just the 8-second sound bites, I really think has never been more important. Oh, the people that I work with every single day. I remember being a little baby intern starting at Michigan Radio, and the idea that at 9 o'clock every single morning we would have a news meeting, and people would come in with the topics that were meaningful to them, that they heard their neighbors, their friends, their loved ones talking about, and then wanting to better understand what those stories mean. So every day being involved with people who care about the truth and care so much that they work 16, 18-hour days for days and days on end to make sure that they're better understanding their world and their community. Oh my gosh. Well, I can't talk about it all because some of it is still being reported. No, I mean, obviously, for me, being a political junkie, it's got to be election 2016. The presidential election, the entire state house is up for election here in Michigan. Really big votes coming on November 8th, Tuesday, November 8th. Get out there and vote. And what that's going to mean for our country and for our state. So for me, that's the most fascinating thing. And having been following elections since I was 8 years old, I remember the Clinton-Bush campaign and desperately begging my parents to let me stay up so that I could see who won that 1992 presidential election. And I have been hooked ever since. Oh, I think by far and away it's the Flint water crisis, and not just because it's the most recent. That was a time that Michigan Radio had a reporter in the field who was doing a lot of work in Flint, and not a lot of other news organizations were covering the story. And Steve Carmody was one of the first reporters in that city to start asking really tough questions and digging deep and spending time talking to residents. And I think Michigan Radio and the work that the journalists and reporters and producers and hosts and editors have done as well. I mean, it's been award-winning, but more than that, it brought a story to light that absolutely needed to be told. And listeners, members, folks that give to Michigan Radio, that's what makes it possible. I mean, every single day that a reporter came in and said, I want to FOIA this document about Flint, or I want to drive to Flint and talk to this resident, or I want to go see the water coming out of the faucet myself. All of that is made possible every single day by listeners and those who step up and give. Oh, I think just that working at Michigan Radio is not a 9-to-5 job. Anytime a reporter signs up to be a reporter, there is no Monday through Friday. There is no 9 to 5. There's no 12 to 1 lunch break. Reporters, it is in their blood. Producers looking for stories, I think it's in their genetics. It is in their DNA. And so this is not just something that it's a job. This is people's lives. And reporters, producers, hosts, editors, they're the most committed people to finding out the truth, to finding out facts, to telling communities what it means to live in Michigan right now. And it's one of the most humbling and incredible things to watch as program director at Michigan Radio. It's makes every day walking into this station, whether it's a Tuesday morning at 7 a.m. or a Sunday afternoon at 4, beyond thrilling.